What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So on today's episode, it's a little bit of a different place today. We're actually not going on either of these bikes. I'm going to take the car, go pick up my brother and pick up my dad, and we're going to ride about 5 hours to Wales, and then we're going to do the Yamaha Off-Road Experience there. I'm pretty sure we're going to be on Yamaha Teneres, which is what my brother rides anyway. I've never ridden one. They're a lot taller seat height than what I'm used to, so I'm a bit worried about touching the floor being short. But it should be a really fun couple of days, so I'll take you guys along with me. Hope you guys enjoy this one. Do you know it? Right, just pulling up to the hotel now. It's about 6 hours in the end to get here because I took a wrong turn. It's gone to the wrong address, so it was a lot longer than what we thought. But just pulling up to the hotel now, going to check in and then just chill out for the evening.
Is this just down to these them little ones that you can see now?
Building on top of the old bridge. Wrecking vehicles.
I thought I did read
Let's have a second bite.
Alright guys, so it's first day here. We're just getting ready to leave now. We're just going to head down and get some breakfast, and then we're going to head to the off-road Yamaha Off-Road Experience Centre. We're going to get sized up with all of our gear. So I think they're sizing us up with the bikes. Obviously, me and my dad are pretty short. My brother rides Teneres anyway, so he should be alright on the medium height ones. But I think they've got some lowered ones and then some high ones. So hopefully they'll stick me and my dad on the lowered ones. But I'll take you guys all along for the journey, and hopefully none of us crash. But they said that everyone's going to fall off at some point, so hopefully no one gets hurt.
There's got to be something there. Drink.
Destination is on your right.
Trouble is, you know, people like it. They ride them.
That looks slower.
No stand.
Yeah, they look a lot lower. So if you get up. You're barely getting in the way, Dad.
Yeah, it's these.
Unforgettable off-road riding experience with instruction from our highly skilled and qualified instructors.
Okay, yes, gents. So the ones that never ridden this, tried one of these before. Yamaha's Tenere. It's a 700cc twin-cylinder CP2 engine. Lovely engine, absolutely bomb-proof. Gearbox, first is down, the rest of the gears are up. Okay, gents, the bikes we got. 1, 2, 3 rallies. Here. Full height rallies, as you'd buy them in the showroom. The only thing we've done to these bikes is crash them a lot. Nope. Yamaha's crash bars, Yamaha's heavy duty sump plate, and the service handguards. Otherwise, that's as you'd buy it in the shop. 1, 2, 3 here have been lowered. What we've done, we put a lowering link in them, dropped the forks through the yokes, and put lower seats on 2 of them. That's got a low seat, this has got a low seat, this one's got a standard seat on it. 1, 2, 3, dark blues, completely standard. If you went to Yamaha and said, can I have a bike, mister? They'll sell you that one in a different colour. They're completely standard there. We can fit lower seats to them if we need to. We've got a few spare low seats. So we've got 1, 2, 3 of those. These are the ones we have lowered. We fitted lowering links to these and dropped the forks through the yokes. This is as low as we can get, and a low seat. That's as low as you're going to get a Yamaha Tenere without going in serious modifications. Yamaha do a lower version more for road side, but the ground clearance is compromised. If you seriously want to go off-roading with one, this is about as low as you want to take a bike before you can actually start catching rocks that will physically stop you from riding.
Off-road, it's quite a long journey. Those that ride well and competent off-road didn't start last week. It takes years and years to really get the hang of what you're doing and really know what you're about. So we get people who are new to riding off-road, come from a road riding background. When they jump on an enduro adventure bike, they tend to sit on it at this arm's length position. Problem when you sit at this arm's length position, you're now a long way from the steering point at the front, which is where all the control direction of the bike comes from. But now you unload a lot of the weight off the front end. It's not as critical as it would be on a 100 kilo enduro bike, but it still has an effect on a bigger, heavier adventure bike. So if we sit back in this position, most of the weight is now at the rear, and within reason, the further back you sit, the less control, the less steering you have over the bike. So if you sit back here, when you ride it up the traction trails, every time it hits a bit of rock or a bump or lump, it tends to bounce and deflect, difficult to keep the bike going in a straight line. When you try and turn around a tight, loose corner, there's not much weight on the front wheel, it doesn't want to turn. So the sitting position is the same, whether you're short in the arse like I am or much taller. When we're riding off-road, we want to sit in what we call the centre of the bike, which is where the footrests are. So, on these bikes, the footrests are pretty much at the front of the seat. So when you are riding sat down, you need to be sitting towards the front of the seat so that your weight is more towards the front. We've got some weight, got some grip. the front end's more planted when you're riding. So when riding off-road, we need like a half press-up type position, so you've got some good strength, good control on the bike when we're riding. Everybody happy with that? That's a sitting position. Standing up, how many guys here are comfortable, confident riding stood up? I look back, there's quite a few riding stood up. Yeah, they're fairly confident. Yeah, well, you should do. You should do. So the number one main reason for standing up when we're riding off-road is basically the extra suspension you have in your arms and your legs to absorb the bumps and the holes when you're riding on rougher ground. You might think, oh, we're on off-road type bikes, the suspension will do all the work for you. That's never true, even on a motocross or enduro bike with even more suspension travel, and it's certainly not true on an adventure bike either. The bike suspension will do a certain amount of work for you, but when you're riding sat down, basically you start taking all the jolts up through your backside, gives you a sore backside, gives you a stiff back because everything's coming up through your body. And eventually when you start riding on rougher, bumpier tracks, is as you're going along, the seat starts kicking you in the backside like it's wanting to kick you out the seat. If you're doing that, it's always a good warning sign. You either need to stand up, okay, or don't go any quicker, because what's about to happen is you go right through the suspension travel. When it hits the bottom, it'll then rebound back, and if you're sat on the seat, it'll be as if somebody's hit the eject button. Whereas when you stood up, you can hit it considerably faster because you've got this extra suspension in your arms and your legs. The other reason, as one of the guys just said then, is control. It's much easier to control, change balance and direction of the bike when you stood up than when you sat down. Because when you stood up, you have the ability to weight your footrest to control your balance and direction of the bike when you're going along. As soon as you push a bit of weight to the right, the bike immediately goes to the right, pushes to the left. So it's very reactive to just those little inputs of body weight as you're going along left and right. And when you start to ride the narrower single track type trails, you're always needing to change your balance and direction because they're never going in a straight line. So when we're stood up, it's very little input, just body weight left or right. The bike reacts very quickly to that.
I tried, yeah, I think
looked
so.
more comfortable standing
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
You were trying to go around the corner. When you stood up, you flowed around the corner.
Yeah. It was only that last lap, then I was like, oh yeah, I need to be leaning over the bar. Then it was way easier after that. I think before I felt like I was like this.
You were saying about getting your weight forward. So when you're on the bike, when you're stood here, like my chin is above that, that's your pivot point, so you need to ride in the bike there. Obviously you're a bit short, and my legs are straight. It's exactly the same as you're standing there. What you were doing before was that, and then you were standing and doing this.
I've got into that position and I feel good. I feel
Yeah, totally.
Oh, but this must be right.
Yeah, it will do. Eventually you'll find it'll click and you'll think, oh, they're not talking about the box. It does actually work.
corner anymore.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Training, it's dead easy. Oh, I go around this corner, there's a stone on the left, there's a log on the right.
Yeah.
Once you do it once or twice, you switch off.
I had that last year. Last year I got stung where by a wasp.
Shit. I knew that was going to happen.
Let me come round because I can't get my side stand down.
I'm down on the junction, we're okay. Right, if you grab the back of the seat.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Right.
I knew that was going to happen. And grabbed the front brake on the corner and fell down that hole.
You can use the curve if you need to.
Yeah.
Something like that. Thing here.
Yeah.
Okay, up to the roundabout, turn left.
Yeah.
Okay, quick.
Good. So, you know, whichever group you're in, come at your own pace and come to the junctions. We'll slow, wait, make sure we've got a green before we go on.
Straight over this bike here, number 3. If you look up about 2 finger space here, a little bit of grey. Yeah, that's the road we got on that road, went all the way round, all the way round, all the way round into these trees, drop down that S bend. Yeah. Fork up round to here. So try to stay a bit. If you look over there, then wind tie burns over there are our day 2 routes. That's where we're going tomorrow. Yeah. Right, gents, you'll pile in. We'll get a team photograph at the rendezvous point before the fast group can get here. Yeah, we turned in the petrol station. That's the one you need. It's the only one in town. Okay.
We need to speak to the guys in the morning. Yeah. One of them wouldn't actually get back, yeah.
All right, everyone, that sums up that episode. That was actually incredibly exhausting doing that. I could actually only make it out on one of the days because I'm actually due a knee operation on that, and I just didn't realize how much force you'd be taking through your knees and through your arms, through just going over those big bumps and rocks and stuff. Obviously, the bikes have incredible suspension, but yeah, you're taking a lot of that brute force through your own body. Those bikes are actually quite a bit too tall for me, to be honest with you. Obviously, as you see, I come up to that junction and touch the front brake, which was my fault, but I was on a slight curve, went to put my foot down, just couldn't hold the weight. And I'm obviously used to these older bikes, which you have to like kind of grab the brakes for them to really work. Obviously, being those bikes with 2026, the brakes were just like, it's so responsive. As soon as you touch it, it's kind of on there. I did struggle a bit with the rear brakes as well, obviously because I used to, well, I guess they're made for being dropped quite a bit, so the actual rear brake is kind of tucked in the bike, and we was wearing those big kind of boots and big gear, so getting your foot kind of on the rear brake, you really have to tip them toes in to touch it. But other than that, I had a really good time. You know, the other guys stayed out for the rest of the time. I took my dad and my brother home. I feel a bit bad for that. Obviously, they wanted to stay out for the rest of the time, but I was the one doing the drive-in. I did offer to stay later on, or them guys get a lift home with someone else, but they were quite happy to come home with me. I think they were pretty tired and exhausted from it all as well. If you guys like this episode, please like and subscribe and hit the hype button too. It really helps the channel, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.